Welcome to video lecture session 4 on visual programming. Myself, Dr. Shubha S., Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, Government First Grade College, Malleshwaram, Bangalore, would like to present this video session. Learning objectives. So in this video session, you learn about the VB editor, that is how we are going to create a project using VB editor. Also, you learn about form object, properties, events, and methods of forms. Prerequisites. In the previous video session, you have got familiarized with IDE environment and have explored the IDE content. Session outcomes. So once you complete this session, you would have understood what is IDE, how to use the IDE, how to place object in form, and how to define properties, methods, and events for form objects. The VB editor. Visual Basic is an integrated development environment used to develop, run, test, and debug applications. On loading Visual Basic, the new project window is displayed. It consists of three tabs: New to create a new project, Existing to open an existing project, Reset for opening a project that was previously loaded into the IDE. Now select Standard EXE icon to open the IDE for a standard EXE projects. So IDE is commonly used in programming world to describe the interface and environment called integrated. Also, we can access virtually all the development tools that we need from one screen called interface. A standard EXE project consists of various components like title bar, menu bar, toolbar, project explorer, properties window, form layout window, toolbox, form designer window, and object browser. Now the diagram here shows the various components of IDE. Title bar and menu bar. So title bar, it is always at the top of the IDE window and it displays the name of the project along with the current form name. By default, Project 1 Microsoft Visual Basic Design Form 1 is displayed. Menu bar. The menu bar consists of commands required for developing, maintaining, and executing programs in VB. Menus are group of related capabilities from which a user can select required choices. Now the various menu items in VB is File menu. It has the options for opening, closing, saving, and printing projects. Edit menu has the options such as cut, copy, paste, find, undo, delete, etc. View menu has the options for displaying, for hiding components of IDE. Project menu has the options for adding components to the current project, references to window objects, and features such as forms. Format menu has the options for aligning and locking controls on the form. Debug menu has the options for debugging. Run menu has the options to start, break, and end execution of the current program. Query menu has the options for manipulating data accessed from a database. Diagram menu has the options for viewing and editing the design of database. Tools menu has the options for IDE tools and options to use the menu editor and to customize the environment. Add-ins menu has the options for installing, using and removing add-ins. Only the Visual Data Manager utility is installed by default. Windows menu has the options for arranging windows on the screen. Help menu, it consists of information to help the users. Project Explorer. The window displaying Project 1 is known as Project Explorer and it lists the project files. The project components, they are organized in folders. The toolbar of the Project Explorer consists three buttons: View Code, View Object, and Toggle Folder. Now the function of these buttons is View Code. It displays a window for writing Visual Basic code. View Object, it displays the form to be designed. The form can also be displayed by double clicking on Form 1. Toggle folders. This button alternating hides or shows the form folder. Properties window. Each control has its own set of properties such as size, color, font, caption, etc. Now, when a control on the form is selected, the property window displays the properties of the selected control. For example, to change the color of the form, select the back color property in the properties window. Next, click on the arrow button and Visual Basic displays a color selection box. On selection of a color, the form is filled immediately with the new color. Properties can be listed alphabetically or categorically by selecting the corresponding tabs on the property window. Form layout window. The form layout window specifies the position of the form on the screen during runtime. Now, this window is very useful when multiple forms are used in an application. The position of the form can be changed by positions the mouse pointer over the form image and dragging it to a new location on the screen in the form layout window. Toolbars. The toolbars provide shortcut icons to commonly used menu commands. It consists of pictures called icons which represent commands. By default, standard toolbar is placed below the menu bar. Now the diagram here, it shows the standard toolbar and the various tools available in it. This diagram shown here is the edit toolbar and it has the following buttons. The diagram here shows the debug toolbar which has the following buttons. And the form editor toolbar has the following buttons. Form designer window. The form designer window allows the user to add controls, graphics, and pictures to a form as needed. Every form in an application has its own form designer. Object browsers. It displays the classes, properties, methods, events, and constants available from object libraries and the procedures in your project. Can use it to find and use objects you create as well as objects from other applications. Code window. Code window contains an object box displaying the name of the selected object and a procedure box listing a variety of procedures available for the object or the controls. The form object. So form is a container or a window consisting of all the elements or the controls that you make up the user interface. Now, some of the common properties of Visual Basic controls are back color. It specifies the background color of the control. Border style. It specifies whether or not a control has a border. The caption, the string of the text that is displayed in the control. Enabled determines whether or not the control can respond to user generated events. Font, for controls displaying text, specifies the font to be applied to the displayed text. Visible specifies whether the control is visible or not. Tab index specifies the tab order of a control. For color specifies the color of the text to be displayed in the control. Now, an event is an action that informs an application that something has to be occurred. So, some of the common events of Visual Basic controls are change, the user modifies the text in object. Click, the user clicks the primary mouse button on an object. Key press, the user presses and releases a keyboard key while an object has focus. Got focus, an object receives the focus. Lost focus, an object loses the focus. And methods are blocks of code designed into controls, how to do things. So some of the common methods of Visual Basic controls are drag, it handles the extension of a drag drop operation by the user. Move, changes an object's position in response to a code request. Refresh, it repaints or redraws an object completely. Set focus, gives focus to the object specified in method call. Z order determines the order in which windows and multiple objects appear on the screen to the users. So now that we have come to the end of this video session, so let's answer the multiple choice question. So Visual Basic was developed by Larry Wall, Dennis Ritchie, Alan Cooper, Ken Thompson. The correct answer is Dennis Ritchie. Dash window exposes the various characteristics of selected objects. Immediate window, property window, form window, none of these. The right answer is property window. Which window serves as quick references to various elements of a form, classes, and modules? Code window, property window, project explorer window, object browser. The correct answer is object browser. Properties can be viewed in two ways. The options are alphabetic and categorized, alphabetic and numeric, numeric and alphanumeric, none of this. The correct answer is alphabetic and categorized. Which of the following windows is the central to the development of Visual Basic applications? And the options are project window, form window, properties window, all the above. The correct answer is form window. References. Thank you for listening.